Josh Gibson. His Hall of Fame numbers are staggering, nearly 800 career home runs, blasting baseballs out of ballparks like they were rockets. A skilled defensive catcher, he was a master at handling pitchers, and his powerful arm cut down opponents on the base paths. Josh Gibson's performance on the baseball diamond made Pittsburgh the epicenter of the Negro Leagues. So many legendary tales. If he wasn't the best baseball player of all time, he was clearly the best player never to make the big leagues. Who was Josh Gibson? You have to go back to the very beginning to understand Josh Gibson, the legend behind the plate.
This documentary is for all races. Our goal through the Foundation Education, we want to use this to educate the youth, not only on Josh Gibson, but the Negro League. We feel like this is a very, very important part of our history, whether you're black, Asian, white, Hispanic. This story of Josh will be from beginning to end, beginning going to Buena Vista, from Buena Vista to DC to Pittsburgh. It covers all parts of his life.
Josh Gibson was born on December 21st, 1911 in Buena Vista, Georgia. His parents, Mark and Nancy Gibson, were sharecroppers in this rural southern town. Josh, the oldest of three children, had two younger siblings, his brother Jerry and his sister Annie. In the segregated South, job opportunities were limited for African Americans. The railroad system provided great hope for black families in Buena Vista and throughout the country. By the year 1920, trains were carrying thousands of African American families to northern cities for a new way of life.
My grandmother's cousin came first and got the house. And then my grandfather came and he got a job. And then he sent for my mom and my two uncles in to come.
Many of those families in the South found out about the economic opportunities by reading the Pittsburgh Courier newspaper. The black newspaper vigorously pushed for equal rights, and even though the publication was banned in many southern cities, copies were circulated by railmen who distributed the newspaper from city to city. Columnists and reporters detailed the manufacturing jobs, and black men were being hired in the bustling plants and factories.
When my grandfather came, he went to work at American Bridge. That's a job he had. When he accumulated enough money, he sent and got the rest of the family.
Gibson comes to Pittsburgh as a result of the Great Migration of African Americans out of the South that remakes this country in the early 20th century. His father left Buena Vista, Georgia, where he was a sharecropper, and got a job in one of Carnegie's mills in Pittsburgh, probably a little bit after World War I.
7 years after Mark Gibson and his family hopped the train heading for a better way of life in Pittsburgh, that same Pittsburgh Courier newspaper would help launch the baseball career of Josh Gibson. By 1921, Mark Gibson landed a job at the Carnegie, Illinois Steel Company and settled the family in the vibrant Pleasant Valley neighborhood of Pittsburgh's North Side. Josh enrolled at the Allegheny Pre-Vocational School, where he attended until 9th grade.
When the classic game in 1930, when the Pittsburgh Crawfords and the Homestead Grays played for the first time, they had played at Forks Field. Drew a huge crowd, 17,000, 18,000 people for that kind of two black teams playing together, you know. And that's when Josh had just made his change from the Sandlot Crawfords to the Homestead Grays.
Josh spent lots of time studying the players on Homestead Grays, hanging around the team that grew to be a powerhouse during the 1930 season. Cumberland Posey, the owner of the Grays, inserted Josh into the lineup on July 25th during a game against their rivals, the Kansas City Monarchs. Josh replaced Homestead catcher legend Buck Ewing and remained with the team the rest of the summer.
Exuberance, belly-busting laugh, and he always had a lotto winner smile on him. He was just a fun guy to be around. they claim he never ventured a serious moment. He was just jolly good, a jolly giant who liked to play baseball and enjoyed the good life. Not a serious fella, a wonderful teammate, and a pleasure to be around. And that's the Josh Gibson that they told me about.
Quiet and reserved, the teenage phenom let his bat do the talking for him, hitting home runs in bunches, helping to carry the Grays to the championship series.
But he was just a natural athlete and a natural baseball player, and strong. No idea. He had a record of throwing out batters who tried to steal on him, you know?
In September, in a game against the Lincoln Giants at Yankee Stadium, Josh Gibson smashed a home run into the left field bullpen. Newspaper reports claimed the monstrous blast traveled more than 500 feet, calling it the longest homer ever hit, farther than Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Josh became an instant hero. Newspapers reported his every move, and as Josh and the Grays barnstormed throughout the country, fans filled ballparks.
In 1939, Clark Griffith, who owned the Senators, called Josh Gibson and Buck Leonard, his teammate from the Grays, into his office and said, how would you boys like to play in the major leagues? And they said, well, we'd like it fine. And he said, you think you could hit these pitchers? And they said, well, some of them we could, some of them we could. We probably couldn't. We're like anybody else. And so Griffith then said, well, as soon as somebody else signs a black player, then I'll come calling. Well, Griffith could have been the pioneer, and had he chosen to just simply take the best players off the roster of the Homestead Grays, Leonard, Gibson, Cool Papa Bell, the Senators would have had a dynasty. Baseball never would have left Washington. They would have been the Yankees of the 50s and 60s.
I tell the people and the kids, think positive how where we come from, that you can do a lot better than we did, and because we made it possible that you can play in any league, anywhere you want to now.
These athletes were so passionate about the game of baseball that they were willing to endure whatever social adversity confronted them as they traveled the highways and byways of our country just to play baseball. And what the Negro Leagues teaches us is very simple. In this great country of ours, if you dare to dream, you can do and be anything you want to be.